September has been a huge month for gaming already. Starfield was one of the biggest game launches of the year. Cyberpunk, well, the overhaul and expansion, it's here, and it looks amazing. Mortal Kombat 1, awesome. Payday 3, awesome. Hype train for Insomniac Spider-Man 2. By the time you watch this video, you're probably playing it. But September also marked the 10th anniversary of the last Grand Theft Auto game. Now, Rockstar did post an emotional Twitter thread, and they released some celebratory outfits for GTA Online. Nothing official was released about where the series is going next. The CEO of Take-Two Interactive recently let it slip that GTA 6 is going to be launching by the end of September 2025, meaning the official announcement should be right here, right? Now, it's hard to say exactly what Rockstar is going to do in the 2 years leading up to the game's long-awaited launch, but until then, we have leaked material to go over so we can slowly creep closer and closer to the finish line. And in this video today, we're going to take a deep dive into some GTA 6 gameplay features that leaked in mid-September. We're going to paint an exciting picture of what this final product is going to be like. So you let me know in the comments what you think about these new leaks we're going to go over. And let's start out with the main piece of news from last week. It was a week or so ago. Some footage that was discussed at length online, like places like Reddit and 4chan. While Take-Two Interactive desperately tried to keep everyone from downloading it and spreading it further, the footage in question shows off the level of map interactivity in GTA 6. It also confirms something that many fans have been wanting from the franchise for a long time. The upcoming open world game will feature a ton of buildings on the map with fully developed interiors that the NPCs will include as part of their program cycles, meaning the percentage of the map that's actually playable got a huge increase, a huge bump from previous GTA titles. Now, up until this point, most of the buildings in the GTA games aren't actually enterable, and this is for the sake of keeping the map tightly designed while also making sure the game engine doesn't catch on fire from trying to render everything, and it keeps the NPCs interacting with it. GTA 6, way more enterable buildings than any other previous GTA game, and it's going to have a huge impact on the way the game is actually played. Before we move on, guys, we are weeks away from launching ChasingTheHobby.com. It is going to be your one-stop shop for safe mystery boxes. The link is at the top description if you guys want to go get on the email drop list so you get updated first when we actually go live. Whether you're collecting Pokemon, sports cards, pop culture, Marvel, Game of Thrones, it doesn't matter. Star Wars, Funkos, we're going to have a box for everybody. So definitely go get on that list and let me know in the comment section if you do. Also, I failed to mention, if you are on the email drop list newsletter, you are automatically entered into our monthly giveaway. Somebody wins a free mystery box every single month. Now, the leakers put together a handy list of just about every building in GTA 6 that is confirmed to have an interior, and according to them, the list includes various specific clubs and pawn shops, but also seems to confirm that just about every bar, restaurant, supermarket, and apartment complex you'll be able to go in, meaning this map is going to be ridiculous in scope, assuming it's the kind of square mileage that we've been told. Now remember, according to previous leaks, GTA 6's map is going to feature 2 major cities and be in total more than double the square mileage of GTA 5's map. Now, it didn't take long for the internet to put 2 and 2 together here and start talking about how massive an uptick in building interiors is likely going to correspond with the new game's focus on robberies and heists throughout the open world. The leaked gameplay confirmed that there's a lot of new mechanics being implemented in GTA 6 for managing crowds of people and successfully robbing various establishments, including some stealth elements and interactions with NPCs, which expands upon what was in Red Dead Redemption 2. The fact that these new mechanics are being added to the game alongside the massive increase in interactive buildings seems to suggest to me that the player will have the option to rob places while wandering around the open world, which could add a ton of depth to the gameplay. Makes everything a lot more fun, especially for role-playing. It's gonna be insane. Most things, more things to do in the open world is always a good thing, and I welcome the ability to go rob a restaurant or bank at a moment's notice. Now, a while back, it was leaked that the police in GTA 6 are being completely reworked to be smarter and more interactive with the map. They'll try to arrest you or get you to surrender before actually just shooting to kill, and if the police are called while you're in a building or you just acquire some kind of wanted level, they have to drive to your location from the nearest station. They have to create a perimeter around you instead of just materializing a block away and charging at you head on. All the recent leaks are regarding the buildings, the NPCs, the cop AI. They all tie together for something really exciting. Now, assuming they're legit, GTA 6 is going to be the most immersive and deep Rockstar open world experience to date, and that's just getting started. Now, it does raise an important question. Will the building interiors allow seamless entry and exit, or Will we get a loading screen? Do you remember back to Resident Evil 1 every time you opened a door? Do you guys remember that? Will we get a loading screen? You have to sit through when you enter certain ones, kind of like Starfield. Starfield has been getting some heat for the amount of loading screens in it, and while I think Rockstar will want to use a few loading screens as humanly possible in the game, they might be unavoidable to get something this huge and up and running consistently, especially on the consoles, and especially on the Xbox Series S. Remember how long the loading times were for GTA 5? Can you imagine how bad they'll be in the sequel if the map is more than twice the size and a bunch of the buildings and have interiors that you can go in and they have to be rendered? And yeah, even with the addition of SSDs on the consoles, those load times are going to be insane when you boot up. Would that really be worth it? Or do you think Rockstar might try to put more load screens in the game to help divert and decrease the initial load time in the map? Now, personally, I don't think Rockstar is going to be putting loading times on buildings because they've already established throughout the years that they'd rather front load the loading times when you boot up the game and then have uninterrupted experiences for your session. I mean, it's not like the GTA community had an issue with it. I don't think. Yeah, people like to joke around about how long the GTA 5 loading screens are, but the fact that they're so infrequent, it was a huge positive to the experience. So I guess it comes down to a simple question. Would Rockstar rather have one super long loading screen or a bunch of shorter loading screens? I think they'd rather go with the first option at the end of the day. Now, I agree with it. You guys let me know what you think. It was also recently leaked that Microsoft plans on doing some kind of Series X hardware refresh in late 2024. They're going to release an all-digital model without a disk drive at $499, while presumably also reducing the price of the launch version. Now, it's been heavily rumored that Sony's going to reveal their PS5 Pro in the near future, and they're likely, they likely will drop it next year. Now, it seems to go against what the CEO of Take-Two Interactive said a few months ago when he implied that they weren't aware of any mid-generation hardware upgrade, but it's also entirely possible he was simply reassuring people that their upcoming games will be running just fine on existing hardware. I find it hard to believe he's not aware of exactly what's coming. Plus, it's not like Xbox is going to be shipping the new Series X with beefier hardware than before. It's simply going to be another buying option for the average consumer. The PS5 Pro, that's another story, because that will presumably feature much more powerful hardware than the base model, but it's not like GTA 6 isn't going to work on the 2020 consoles. AAA game performance on the 9th generation consoles may be a bit on the disappointing side, but Rockstar has been working on this game for such a long time. And if there's anything we know for absolute certain, at least about them, it's that they're amazing at making weaker hardware work in their favor. The fact that GTA 5 ran on the 360 and PS3 is a technical miracle. And the same goes for RDR2 on the PS4 and Xbox One. So if you're one of the people thinking that GTA 6 was going to be held back until the mid-gen hardware refresh, stop holding out. The game will certainly be a heavyweight on the hardware, but it's going to run on 2020 consoles, no doubt. So that brings us back to the point of loading screens. Starfield is a gigantic game, and Bethesda definitely had to use a lot of loading screens to break up the world and not overload the hardware. That's also a very different kind of game than GTA. Starfield features lots of planets with all their own unique maps and points of interest. GTA 6 is going to take place on one continuous map that Rockstar is likely going to want to all load at once like their previous games. Does that mean there won't be any loading screens after the initial one? Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked at all. Some open world games utilize a strategy where if you're in one section of the map, other sections unload until you get closer to them, and now that the Xbox and PlayStation both have solid-state drives, this is possible. The Rockstars always prided themselves on being able to keep the player immersed without loading screens interrupting the experience after the initial load, obviously. So, I think they're going to do absolutely everything they can to make sure GTA 6 follows suit. There you have it, my friends. That's your weekly, daily, whatever update for GTA 6. I'll see you soon.